So over the past 30 days, I've been watching a Ghibli movie every single day. There's 25 films. I watch all of them, one a day basically, and I'm gonna rank them and tell you what I love about them. Some are amazing, some are absolute S tiers, and some are a little bit hit or miss. So we're gonna rank every single one of them, starting from the earliest film and going all the way up to the latest film. Let's get into it. All right. So starting off with Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind. All right. So this film is Ghibli's first film, and I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty damn good. The visual storytelling, the characters, the scenes, the landscape, it's all pretty cool. So I actually really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna pull up my Letterboxd review because I did a review of all the films, and basically I just wrote a whole spiel. As you can see here, I basically just rewrote the whole plot. So I'm just gonna skip past all that and go down here. So I gave lore. Basically what I'm doing is I rated all the Ghibli films based on lore, number 1, number 2 on story, and number 3 on visuals. So that overall rating will give me my rating on the ranker. So I gave Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind in lore 4 out of 5. And then the story, 3 out of 5. I think the story could do with some work. It's basically man versus nature, and nature conquering and taking back what man destroyed. That's the whole plot line, but it's pretty good. Visuals, 4 out of 5. It's a pretty beautiful movie. So overall, I'm gonna give this, I would say it's a solid A tier movie. Starting off strong. Okay, next up, Castle in the Sky. This one is like one of my favorite Ghibli movies. It's just so like creative and like inspiring, and it's so different. So I really love this movie. I love the visuals, I love the story, I love everything about this movie. So back to my reviews. So I watched this on the 4th of June, my second movie, and my review. By the way, you should follow me on Letterboxd at Ethan_Stratum. All my weird, crazy reviews of movies that I like and care about and whatever. Getting close to 1,000 movies. So yeah, I think I'm on 880 movies. So yeah, getting close. But anyways, Castle in the Sky, my review. I freaking love this movie. It's so freaking creative and awesome and incredible. I gave the lore 5 out of 5 because it's really good. The story, I gave a 4 out of 5. Very good writing. Not perfect, but very good. Visuals, 5 out of 5 because it's just so cool. Like the castle in the sky. The basically there's like a kingdom in the sky floating. Yeah, I mean it's in the name. So overall S tier. So we pop in this guy all the way up to the top. So our first S tier film. Then we're going into My Neighbor Totoro. My Neighbor Totoro. Yeah. This is Ghibli's most iconic movie. This is their logo now. This is when people have never seen a Ghibli movie, they've still seen My Neighbor Totoro, because that's basically the first Ghibli movie you see, and it's everywhere. It's in pop culture. That little fluffy monster thing is iconic. So it's pretty good, and it's pretty good for a reason. My review says, I love how this movie ignites that childlike wonder about the world all over again. Truly a great film. And I really do believe that. It's like that childlike amazement and wonder and excitement about discovering new things. So it's very, very cool. One of Ghibli's best films for sure. So the lore I gave a 5 out of 5. The story a 5 out of 5. And the visuals I gave a 4 out of 5. So this is another one of Ghibli's banging S tiers. Going all the way up. Okay. Next we have Grave of the Fireflies. Grave of the Fireflies is more of a World War II movie based on the attacks in Japan and the bombings in Japan. And this one is sad, man. This one made me tear up. This one is, there's not much lore here. It's basically just retelling the World War II events from the Japanese perspective and what they dealt with. And then this story specifically dives into like an older brother who loses everything, and he still has to take care of his younger sister who's like 4 or 5 years old, and all the trials and tribulations and things that he does to make her happy and keep her safe and fed and all that. So it's so sad, this movie. So what did I rate this guy? My review, man, this has to be the saddest movie I've ever watched. The hardships a brother had to go through to keep his sister alive and happy is truly moving and shows his incredible love for her. This is powerful stuff. The lore, like I said, it's based in real life, so there's not much lore, so it's a 2 out of 5. Visually, it's a 3 out of 5. There's some very cool visual scenes, but it's not the highlight of the film. But the main selling point of this movie is the story. The story is a 5 out of 5. It is such a cool story. It's so good. So overall, 3 out of 5. So I rate that a solid B tier. Okay, next up we have Kiki's Delivery Service. This is pretty cute film. So my review said, cute little movie about the adventures of a young witch finding her place in the world. So this is a very light-hearted, feel-good type of film. The lore I gave 2 out of 5. Story, it's not its strongest suit, so it's a 3 out of 5 in story. And visuals, it's a 3 out of 5. So this is a solid C tier. Actually, let's say B tier. It's a solid B tier film. Let's go C tier. Okay. Next up, we have Only Yesterday, another film based in reality. Not so much lore involved, but it's a story about nostalgia and looking back on your past and where you came from and your roots, and going back to your roots as well as like living in harmony with nature. So being like working the land and enjoying the planting seasons and stuff like that. So it's a very cool nostalgic type of movie. And I gave this, here's my review, a beautiful film about the nostalgia of remembering your childhood and the peace of simple living out in nature. Very simple movie, but very good. Lore 1 out of 5, there's not much lore going on. Visuals 2 out of 5, but where it really shines again is the story. So that's a 4 out of 5 in the story. So let's give that a solid, I'd say solid B tier. Yeah, it's a pretty good film. Okay, Porco Rosso. Porco Rosso. Porco Rosso is like an adventure steampunk, a little bit of lore involved, a little bit of mystery, very cute, again, feel good film. So, I said Ghibli just doesn't miss. What an adventurous, fun story. So lore is 3 out of 5, visuals 3 out of 5, and then story is 3 out of 5. So let's pop this guy. So again, I say that's a solid B tier film. Alright. Ocean Waves. I didn't leave a review for Ocean Waves, but I don't really remember too much about this film. It's not that memorable, to be honest. The story is average. It's a 3 out of 5. The lore is 1 out of 5. And the visuals are 2 out of 5. So this is like one of those films that you watch once and then you probably will forget about it. Like, it's not that memorable. But it's a cool film about high school and growing up and, you know, coming of age type of film. Then we have Pompoko. Pompoko is about a bunch of shape-shifting raccoons. So it's pretty out there theme. Shape-shifting raccoons who basically are trying to fight the industrial expansion that is destroying their land and their forest. And they do this by transforming into various creatures and things and beings, from like ghosts all the way up to like actually changing into humans, and they try to stop the expansion of their destruction of their forest. So it's a very cool, classic Ghibli type of themed film, you know. I gave this one what a weird, whimsical, cute film. So the lore is 5 out of 5. I think like this whole thing of talking raccoons, shape-shifting raccoons, I thought that was such a cool, creative idea. Story 3 out of 5. It's kind of average on the story. Visuals 4 out of 5. So I give this guy a solid A tier. Yeah, pretty good film. Yeah, let's go with A tier. Okay. Next up we have Whisper of the Heart. So Whisper of the Heart is, hold on, what did my review say? I watched this film a few years ago and it didn't really hit. But after rewatching this, now I realize what a beautiful film this is. A film about young love, the uncertainty, and anxiety associated with choosing a path less traveled. And a film about chasing your dreams. Soundtrack is also top tier. So yeah, like I said, I did a watch through a couple years ago. It didn't really hit, and now I kind of enjoyed it a bit more. I think as I got older, I appreciate the themes in this film. So lore 2 out of 5, story 5 out of 5. So that's where it shines. Story 5 out of 5, story, and then visuals 3 out of 5. So that is also pretty solid A tier, I reckon. Okay, next up we have Princess Mononoke, and this is to this day my favorite Ghibli film. I love it. I watched it a few years ago. I've been rewatching it every year, I'd say, for the past few years, and yeah, I really enjoy this movie. It's classic man versus nature theme. It's a lot of lore, a lot of story. It's beautiful visuals as well. So I think this is pretty damn good. And I say it, truly Ghibli's masterpiece and best film. So 5 out of 5 on visuals, 5 out of 5 on story, and 5 out of 5 on lore. So that is an easy S tier, right up here, right there. First film. Come on, there we go. Easy S tier. Okay, next up, My Neighbors, the Yamadas. Okay, So My Neighbors the Yamadas is more of a creative project by Ghibli. It's like a 2D drawing art style. Um, so basically, it looks like a 2D drawing, very simple backgrounds, and because of that, not really my jam. I don't really dig the animation style, so I kind of gave this movie 20 minutes, and then I just couldn't really watch it because it just feels like a cartoon. It doesn't feel like a proper animated movie to me, at least. It's probably a very good story, but it just feels very cartoony, very gimmicky for me. So, like I said in my review here, probably a good film, but the animation style is not my jam. So yeah, unfortunately, that's a C tier for me. Now we have Spirited Away. Spirited Away is so cool. It's also one of those, like, I think next to My Neighbor Totoro, it's the most iconic, second most iconic Ghibli film. And very cool, very creative. It kind of makes the scary world less scary, if that makes sense. It makes like the world of ghosts and spirits and all these things like not as scary as the fairy tales and the stories that we grew up on. It makes them more like nostalgic and enjoyable and really cool concept actually. And there's a lot of cool art in this. The buildings, the architecture, that whole sea train, very cool. I love it. So I gave this a lore 4 out of 5, story 4 out of 5, and visuals 5 out of 5. So I rate that solid A tier. Now we are going to where are we going? The Cat Returns. The Cat Returns. Nice light-hearted film. A lot of lore. Basically, she turns into a cat, and the cats are living, talking beings, and they've got their own society and they've got their own kingdom. So this girl gets transported to the cat kingdom, and she has to save, I think, the prince or something. I don't really remember too much of the film. It's a nice film, but it's not. I'd say it's a C tier. Lore 4 out of 5, visuals 3 out of 5, and story wasn't the best, 2 out of 5. A cat cult, basically. That's basically what the movie's about. Cat cult. Watch it, you'll understand. Good film, but C tier for me. Right there. Howl's Moving Castle. Howl's Moving Castle is so cool. It's like so unique. Like I've never seen anything as unique as Howl's Moving Castle. Like the actual castle that's like a walking machine thing that walks and travels, and then there's a whole bunch of magic and fairy tales, and then they mix it in with themes of war and conflict. So it's a very cool film, very creative, very good story. Like the storytelling in this film is amazing. Going with the character, the protagonist Sophie, as she turns into an old lady, and and then her mission to turn back her curse and all that stuff. It's a very cool movie. Absolutely love it, and the visuals are just stunning. I said, what a cute, wholesome movie. Ghibli has a talent for taking the scary and the unknown and transforming them into these wondrous and awe-inspiring places. So there you go. So the lore 4 out of 5, story 4 out of 5, and visually it's a 5 out of 5 film. So this is actually a solid A tier as well. Okay. Tales from Earthsea. Okay. I said on my review, I said I definitely think this is the darkest Ghibli film I've watched so far. It feels uncharacteristically heavy for Ghibli, but that doesn't take away from the beauty and the enjoyment I had watching this film. It's like a 2-hour escape into a time long ago top tier shit. So yeah, it's more, it's a very heavy film. Yeah, I don't know how to really explain it. It's like, I guess there's like a disease that overtakes the land, and they're going and trying to discover what's causing this disease and the spread. And yeah, I think it's pretty good. Like pretty heavy subject matter. I think there's a little bit about slavery in there as well. But yeah, and then it's a pretty good, despite being a dark film, I think it's a pretty good written film as well. So lore 4 out of 5, visuals 3 out of 5, and story through 4 out of 5. And it has freaking dragons, which is like so cool, man. I love dragons. All right, so Tales from Earthia. Let's go A tier. Ponyo. Ponyo is a very cute, light-hearted film, again, about a little fish that runs away from home, and then she becomes a human. She's like a magic fish. And then there's an imbalance of nature. So basically the film is about this young boy and this young girl, and resetting the balance of nature. A lot of lore. I gave it a 5 out of 5 on lore. Visuals as well. It's a stunning film. 5 out of 5. And then story is 3 out of 5. Okay. And then, yeah. Secret World of Ariete. Oh, Ponyo. Don't get ahead of yourself, bro. Okay, Ponyo. Let's pop Ponyo in a B tier. Right there. Secret World of Ariete. I didn't put a review, but story 3 out of 5, lore 5 out of 5, and visuals 3 out of 5. So Ariete is about just these little, basically pixies, little pixies that live in the garden, and they live under the house, and they call them borrowing, but it's stealing. They steal little bits and bobs from the human world and build up a little home underneath the big home. So it's basically like their story of their survival and the extinction of these little miniature people, pixies. And Ariete is like this adventurous young exploring girl. So it's very cool, very good, feel good movie. So I'd give that another solid B tier. What do we got next? From Up on the Poppy Hill. This is also like another story kind of based in old Japan, in wartime Japan. And it's very creative. It's like a young coming of age film. I think they're teenagers. And they basically have this clubhouse in the school, and and it's like a rundown clubhouse, and it's falling apart, and has all the clubs and all the societies and all the fun things, and it's like this very creative place. But because this building is like falling apart and run down, they want to demolish this building and rebuild something else. So this is basically the kids' campaign. They set up a whole campaign to save this historic building and this save all their societies and their clubs, and yeah, so they all put in the work and fix it up and whatever and make it all amazing, and eventually they save it. So yeah, it's a pretty cool story. Not so much lore involved, but very good story. So I said, man, I wish I had a clubhouse where me and my friends can be wild and rambunctious and crazy, pursuing our passions with reckless abandon. What an incredible film. What a beautiful story. So lore, 1 out of 5. Story is where it shines again. 5 out of 5. And then visuals, it's a 3 out of 5. So, because of the story alone, we're going to pop this guy up here in the A tier. And we got The Wind Rises. Another story based in 20th century Japan. Early 20th century Japan. Very cool. It's about this engineer, this aircraft engineer, and his mission to build the best aircraft in the world and advance Japanese aircraft technology. And so yeah, it's very old school. I think it's like World War One type planes. So if you're a creative person, if you have a creative mind, if you enjoy making things like physical things, you will enjoy this movie because it's about the process and the creative mission of building things. But at the same time as well, that story aside, there's also like another sub story where his wife is getting sick from some illness, and he has to try balance making the best aircraft in the world with spending time with his sick and dying wife, and he has to try find that balance. So it's very sad but very uplifting at the same time kind of film. So it's a very cute film as well. And I just said my review is just yes. That's all I said is yes. Just yes, because it's good. Lore 1 out of 5, story 5 out of 5, and visuals 2 out of 5. So again, story moves it up. And we got that, an A tier. The Tale of Princess Kaguya. Kaguya? Okay. Basically, this is another one of those. It's kind of like My Neighbors the Yamadas. It's like that 2D art style, simple backgrounds kind of thing. But I actually managed to watch this whole film because the story is actually quite good. I find the rules of old Japanese high society incredibly boresome and irritating, and not to mention stifling. So seeing Kaguya get forced into his life by those around her is very hard to watch. She just wanted to live a simple life, and yet she was forced to play the role of a princess. Okay, so basically to explain the plot of what I just said there, Kaguya is like this magic princess that was born to poor parents. She was found in the woods to poor farmer parents, and basically through the magic abilities or whatever, the parents got enough money and status to build Kaguya and make her into a princess. So she became royalty, from having nothing to being royalty, and basically explains, it's like dives into Japanese high society, and like she has to find a husband a royal husband, and all the protocols and rules and clothing and everything that comes along with Japanese high society and being a lady in Japanese high society. So eventually she runs away and she prefers to live the simple life of where she was raised, in the forest with the poor kids, instead of living in this big palace with everything and all these rules and regulations. So yeah, that's basically the plot. So in terms of lore, I gave that a 4 out of 5. It's pretty strong in lore. Story 3 out of 5, and then visuals 3 out of 5. Okay, so I'll pop that guy down. I think I'll put this guy as a C tier. Yeah. Money was there. when Marnie was there. Um, alternate title should instead be The Summer I Turned Gay. Yeah. Also, Ghibli had no right dropping such a sad, heartbreaking story about me bawling my eyes out over here. Like full 180 Ghibli vibe switch in this film. What happened to light, easygoing, fantastical films? I love it though. Okay, yeah. So basically, it's another one of those heavy films. A little bit of queer type of themes in there as well. But in terms of story, it's a very good story. It's kind of confusing because it has a little bit of like time jumping slash dream escaping, whatever it's called. So it's a little bit of a confusing plot, but once you follow the plot and once you get to the end of the story, end of the film, it all makes sense. So yeah, it's one of those films that reveal itself all the way at the end, and then when it does, it just hits you like a brick because it's so sad and so heartbreaking. So the lore is a 2 out of 5. The story is like definitely a 5 out of 5. That's again where it shines, and then visuals it's a 2 out of 5. So that is going to be a solid A-tier film. Anything with a 5 out of 5 story is just immediately an A-tier film or an S-tier film. So let's put this guy right there. The red turtle. Red turtle is so cool. How can a film without words be so beautiful? So, yeah, it has no words in the film, I think, except when shouting something into the distance or something. But it's a silent film and different art style as well. Very creative, arty, like indie vibes type of style. Basically, this man is stranded on an island, and then he meets like a magic turtle, and the magic turtle turns into a girl, and they have like a family, and they're basically alone on this island. So it's basically showing their life, their isolated little life on this isolated island with no one else on the island. And then as the kid grows up and his adventures and all that stuff. So very cool indie creative type of film. So yeah, I didn't give that a rating, but I'd say it's a B tier. Like art aside, there's not too much story, so I'd say it's a solid B tier film. Let's put it. Yeah, that's actually fine. That's good. Earwig, what's this one called? Earwig and the Witch. I didn't like this movie. I didn't like it at all. Oh my gosh, and apparently other people don't because the reviews are pretty low. I said I gave it 20 minutes, hate the animation style, it's atrocious. This is basically Ghibli's, I don't know what they were thinking when they made this film, but it's like 3D CGI type of movie. It's really bad. The story is horrendous. The voice acting is terrible. The facial features, oh man, it's a bad movie. I gave it a 1 star, a 1 out of 5. So this is like, if I had an F tier, this would be an F tier, but this is going definitely in the low C tier for sure. And then if we look at some of the reviews on that thing, just hop quickly into this. It's got an average rating of 2.1 out of 5. So it's very, very low. Yeah, it's not good. I don't recommend watching. Okay, last film. The Boy and the Heron. This is Ghibli's latest film, released in 2024. And this is a weird, trippy type of don't know what's going on type of maybe. I said I don't even want to know what concoction of drugs and potions the animators were on when they made this film. Visuals is a 4 out of 5, story 2 out of 5, and lore 3 out of 5. So visually, this film is crazy. It's insane. It's like basically feels like you're on drugs because the whole film is like basically going into different worlds and different beings, and there's different creatures and all sorts of stuff. And I think they focused a little bit too much on the visuals in this animation, in this film, and then not so much on the story. And I wish they put a little bit more emphasis on the story. So the reviews on this film are kind of high, so I guess it's just me. I guess it's like a hit or miss. For me, it's a little bit of a miss. Visuals is pretty cool though, 4 out of 5. So I'd say Boy and the Heron, I'm putting that pretty high C tier, but still C tier. Yeah, I'll put that guy there. So there we have it. There is my ratings. Every Ghibli film I've watched, 25 in total. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. 1 month of my life to Ghibli films. So let me know what I should watch next. Hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next one. Peace.